Views and opinions expressed by the hosts are their own and do not reflect those of their employers. This podcast is not suitable for children. Listeners' discretion is advised. Hey, you guys, you already know what time it is. The tea is toxic. The tea is toxic. Did you guys like that one? I just came up with that on my own. I don't know. Let me know if you liked it, because I thought it was cute. You know what I mean? Took me back to my cheerleading days. The tea is toxic. I hope you guys have been having a great week. I had a really busy 2 weeks, you guys. I started a new job and I'm new to this. So, I was like, you know what? If there's any time that I need to take a break, it's going to be right now before the numbers start pouring in. And we're going to speak those numbers into existence. And if y'all are liking what you're hearing, share, follow, like the things that I got going on and, all that stuff. Show love. Share it to your family, your friends, all of that. But yeah, I'm happy to be back. It's going to be a fun episode. I just want to have a little bit of time to talk to y'all a little bit. Can we talk for a minute? It's going to be fun. I decided to do it a little different today. I really enjoyed the last episode where I gave you guys a couple of stories and, we're going to run through some of the toxic things that I saw online. The question is, how did we get here? I don't really know how we got here, honestly, y'all, but I will tell you guys in space of how did we get here. Can we talk about the fact that for fun, I decided to do a black card, y'all have seen the movie John Juneteenth, what is it? The Blackening, right? And we always talk about black card revokes and all of that other stuff. And so I was like, you know what? I kind of want to Google what the top black movies are, a film that's been out. And let me just go through the checklist and just watch them all over again, the whole nine. So if you're on YouTube, you can see what the checklist is looking like right now. That's actually half of the list. There's another half. I think it's 50 of them. And so in the last few weeks, I've done Coolie High, The Temptations, House Party 1, 2, and 3. Not the gospel. I forget what the other one was called, but it was wild. Some of the ones on here I've never seen before, and they're like those to-be celebrity episodes, and they're blowing me because I am jaw-dropping. Is this for real? So if you guys want to join with me on watching these different movies and, seeing if you can collect all your black points, then, check out on YouTube. Like I said, I have the list up, and you can go ahead and take a little quick screenshot, whatever, and put it there. And I'll also put it up on The Tea is Toxic on Instagram and on TikTok in case y'all want to join in, and you just want to be able to go back and check mark everything that's going on with that. So, and might I add, anybody can watch it. I mean, you don't have to be black to watch the film, but it's fun because it literally is just a list of black films that'll come out, throwback stuff. Like I said, from Coolie High all the way up to The Wood, Love Jones, and I have my own personal opinions on that, but that's not what this entire podcast is about. I just wanted to give you guys a little tidbit about my personal life, and we can get into it. Y'all pulled up a couple articles, and they kind of blended in together, and we're going to talk about it, and then I'm going to give my two-piece, and feel free to give your two-piece as well, okay? Two-piece and a biscuit on this one. So a couple of decades ago, maybe about a decade ago, I don't know if you guys heard about it, but there's a man in China who sued his wife. So, he meets his wife, they fall in love, they get married, they start having children. She's gorgeous, he's gorgeous, he's part of a very prestigious family. Okay, they get money. I get money. I get money. And his name was John Fang or Jin Fang. Sorry so much if I mispronounce names. And he ends up divorcing his wife and suing her. Right? But in all their beauty, he sues her because she's ugly. What? That's so toxic. What does that mean? Let's get into it a little bit. What happened was, when he married her, she was gorgeous, and they were living their best life. And then they started having children. And the first baby comes out. He's like, all right, this son's not looking super dapper, but I guess, we'll just keep going. They have the second child, they have the third child, and these kids don't look anything like them. Like, these are some, taking it back to the 90s, these are supposedly, society's version of fugly children, right? And if you don't know what fugly is, just, I don't know, stay in your lane. But these are supposed to be like some fugly children. And this man's looking, he's like, this isn't adding up, because I'm a gorgeous man, and I've got gorgeous sperm, okay? And that's a bad bitch, and she's got bad bitch ovaries. But the truth ends up coming out, right? Because amidst that, when he's having the kids, they say he was, quote, appalled by the way the children looked. So he's thinking to himself, this woman is cheating on me with an ugly man. So he's pissed, and she's nervous, okay? Because she's like, yo, I'm not cheating on you. So she finally had to come out and tell the truth. Let me get my water, y'all. And the truth was that she had plastic surgery. And he's like, you what? And she's like, yeah, I had plastic surgery. So sorry. So sorry. He's like, nah, I gotta see what these before pictures look like, man. And so he sees how she looked prior to the surgery, and he was disgusted. In May of 2012, he filed a lawsuit, and he claimed that she tricked him, and he married her under false pretenses. The judge was a man, and he sympathized with the husband, and ended up awarding him $120,000. Now, they say that the wife, before she met the husband, had actually spent $100,000 on plastic surgery. So she spent $100K on plastic surgery, and now her rich husband, she has to pay an additional $120,000 for pretty much catfishing him, like taking catfishing to the next level, okay? Now, they didn't give any word on like custody and support of the children, right? But needless to say, she was not going to come out the winner in that situation. Let me say, can we stop playing these catfish games? Like, don't get me wrong, I love a filter or two. But if you are going to have surgeries cosmetically that enhance and completely change your entire appearance, it might be a good idea to make sure that your man is on board with it. Let's not just jump right in and then pretend to have an entirely different lifestyle. Like, shorty, be honest, because you're going to end up a hurt mofo when he finds out you've been playing him. That's not going to work out in your favor. Now, some people are saying that this is a hoax of a story, and it varies. There's so many different news reports and so many different bloggers and journalists. What's real, what's fake? I'm not in China. Are y'all in China? Hey, if you are, what's up, girl? But I'm not. I'm here in the Americas, okay? So I'm going based off of what's being fed to me. This is a story that I heard for the longest, and they had the pictures, and allegedly the model who is playing the gorgeous woman goes, you guys are really messing with my bag. Like, please stop saying that. I did not get surgery. I was a bad bitch when I came out my mom's hoo-ha, okay? And let's talk about more hoo-has, because there was a story that also caught me off guard with a woman that worked at a hotel. If y'all have heard about this story before, we're going to go here. We're going to go into the next part, and then I'm just going to get my 2-piece and a biscuit, okay? This ain't finna be no long-ass episode, but we are going to talk about it. So there was a 40-year-old woman who was working as a hotel cleaner out in Las Vegas, okay? And she ran into a hotel room that a 24-year-old tech millionaire stayed at, okay? So this tech millionaire, he's living his best life. I mean, 24 and millionaire? I don't know about you, but I would be on and popping. You couldn't tell me nothing. And he was on that same energy. He had a great night the night before he checked out. He, invites a lady over to his room. He uses protection. He does everything he's supposed to do. Bada bing, bada boom. Do, 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 do. Right? Gets it popping. Gets finished. Shorty goes on her way. He peels that condom off. Right? Puts it in the trash where it's supposed to be. Checks out. heads out, but he makes two mistakes. And the two mistakes were, one, he put the condom in the trash, which, I mean, is that even supposed to be a mistake? But the biggest mistake he made was leaving his bank statement on the nightstand. And so this woman comes in to clean his room and notices the bank statement on the nightstand and saw how much he was worth. Okay? Then it's time to head to the trash, and she sees a condom. And did this trifling heifer not turn around and insert accordingly into her hello and get herself pregnant? It gets so egregious, I like that word, egregious, that not only did she impregnate herself without this man's permission, with a condom that he used that was in the trash, she then goes after him for child support, you guys. Child support. Okay. She goes for child support. The boy's 4 years old, okay? And the court orders the dad to pay her, which should we even call him the dad, right? $2 million for the 3 years of his son's life that he missed. He doesn't even know he has a son. It's not even his place to have a son. He did exactly what he was supposed to do. And now you've got this random stranger with this child you never met because you weren't supposed to be a dad. $2 million. Now, the lawyer said that their client is planning to pursue other legal actions against the mother for stealing his bodily fluids and violating his privacy. Right? Now, the girl, we'll call her Jane, she quits the hotel cleaning job, starts a few businesses of her own, gets her own little newfound fortune, and still has full custody of her child. And then she also had the audacity to name the child after the name that was on the bank receipt, which is the dad's name. Not giving this man his own junior, but he didn't even know that was happening. What do you do? How, for these men, do you avoid running into these kinds of situations for females that may be opportunists? Well, I'll tell you what, Drake gave it a go. He gave it a good old go when it came to having sex with a female and heading on out. And even then, this woman tried to sue him. And why, might you ask? Why would this woman try to sue our beloved Scorpio Drake? Everyone's sing-song rapper? Is that what we're going? Key, are you humming? Are you writing? Right? Why? Because Drake was accused of putting hot sauce in a condom to kill the sperm after having sex. Now, there's an Instagram model he meets up with. They get it popping. He peels off the condom, right? Puts the condoms in the trash. He says, gotta be quicker than that. Put some hot sauce in the condom, heads out. Shorty proceeds to go to the trash can and pull a quick one, a fast one, just like this down and out hotel cleaner, but it backfires because all she inserts inside of herself is some good old hot sauce. And I don't even know what brand it was. At least promote the brand once you say it, shorty. Like, help them get their bag up. Cool. So, like the article says, it seems the woman wanted to have a baby with Drake because she says she took the condom out of the trash and attempted to impregnate herself. That's when she suffered from a burning sensation down below. They said Drake admitted he poured the packet of hot sauce in the condom to kill the sperm. Now she wanted to sue this man because of her own actions with his bodily fluids. Drake, he responded at the time, and I'm sure all you guys heard about this story. And if you haven't, this is your first time, welcome. It's toxic. And he said, you can have your 15 minutes of fame, shorty. I'll take the other 23 hours and 45 minutes. Drake did previously admit that he makes sure women cannot collect his sperm after sex. And rightfully so. Now, it's interesting because in that sense, to me, Drake's not toxic for that. That's his sperm inside his purchased condom to do whatever the hell he wants to do with it. You snuck off and burned your coochie out trying to be sneaky and manipulative, and it backfired, shorty. Congratulations, you played yourself. But here's the catch about it. What females have done, which is the interesting part, because we always talk about, like, you know, men trapping women when women are coming up and coming, and we're not going to name the celebrities right now that are currently pregnant and looking trapped, but that's a thing. And then you hear about these ballers that get caught up with these girls that start talking all nice in their ear and all this other extra stuff. But this is the next level caught up. This is next level toxic to ensure that you can collect the bag. I get it. None of us wants to work a 9 to 5. We'd all love to open our own businesses, have residual income, kick our feet up, get a nanny, and call it a day. But you don't have the right to monopolize financially off of somebody else's blood, sweat, and tears. Stop being that kind of bitch. That's corny. You're a bird. But here's the interesting part. What they're doing is technically called sperm theft. I looked it up on Wikipedia. I love that wiki. And Wikipedia explained it like this, y'all. Sperm theft, also known as unauthorized use of sperm, forced fatherhood, sperm jacking, or spurgling, which is a combination of sperm and burgling. That's clever. You're a spurgler. Occurs when a man's semen is used against his will or without his knowledge or consent to inseminate a woman. It can also include deception by a partner about their ability to get pregnant or use of contraceptives, birth control, sabotage, and sexual assault of males that result in pregnancy. So what that pretty much means as well, ladies and gentlemen, is when, say, I'm like, oh no, I'm on the pill, knowing I'm not, in hopes I can get pregnant. No, you don't have to put on protection. I protect myself. I'm good. We're good. You're not going to have a baby with me. And then as soon as he comes, you're like, I'm pregnant. So no, not it. Although the term uses the word theft, it more closely falls under a state of fraud or breach of contract. Sperm theft is not illegal. Crazy, right? Let me repeat. Sperm theft is not illegal and is difficult to prove. It usually has no bearing on issues like child support. It is considered an issue in the men's rights movement. And we don't talk a lot about men's rights, and don't get me wrong, I'm not a pick-me type of female. We're just talking facts. But opinion, I think that this can fall under a form of umbrella of sexual abuse. When you are misleading someone, whether you be a male or a female, in order to get what it is that you want out of them sexually, that is abuse. That is sexual abuse. That is sexual manipulation. If you know that your deal with this gentleman was supposed to be, hey, we are spending time together, we are having a moment together, and then we go on with our lives. Now I'm going to wait to see where you drop the condom and then stay back while you leave so I can physically, can we really just grasp in our mind the level of thirst and desperation and you know, the need to not be broke so badly that you would pick up something used and filthy, put it up near your vagina, and slowly insert it back into yourself, inside out? Are you kidding me? Are you for real? What are you gonna do next? Double back on the pads every month? What are we talking about? Like, that is a different level of mental destruction. You know, I mean, you really have to be in a place down bad mentally to make sense of that in a way in which that comes off like it's okay. There was a scene in Being Mary Jane where she took dude's sperm, if I'm correct. And y'all correct me if I'm wrong, but if I remember this episode, her ex didn't know that she held onto his sperm and froze it in her freezer for later. Let's not get that down bad. Let's not give these city boys that many points, ladies. That is trifling. Do it the way that it needs to be done. Find someone who's on the same page as you, who wants to celebrate with you the birth of a child, because congratulations, you got the bag. But what you didn't get is an opportunity for this child to have a genuine and true relationship with the father that is their father. Money isn't worth it every time. And operating that way can be so selfish and detrimental in a long term, because this woman who stole that sperm, her child, her son, he's going to end up finding out about this. He's going to read about that. That girl that tried to steal Drake's sperm, who's to say that her down unders will ever be the same again? She could have completely destroyed some of the nerve endings in her own body, being a sneaky bitch. And I said it. I called it what it was. It's called being sneaky and being a bitch. Okay? No one has the right to take something that doesn't belong to them. This is not, and this is what's so interesting about it being illegal. If opening someone's mail is illegal, why is this not illegal? I would say this is way more serious than some damn mail. If I open my neighbor's mail right now, I'm doing time. But if I steal my neighbor's sperm, he got to pay me? We're better than this. We can do better in 2023. We can leave the past in the past and the crazies in the past, because every day that we walk on this earth doesn't have to feel like an episode of Bird Box. What is going on? And I think that the way the internet and social media outlets work is that it puts people in the place to feel like they have an opinion to everything. And hello, I'm people too. Congratulations. Welcome to my podcast. But the reality is, regardless, right is right and wrong is wrong. And there are some things that you just got to stand together in solidarity and be like, listen, that shit is crazy and it's unacceptable. And furthermore, I've been knowing of Drake when he was Jimmy on Degrassi, whatever it takes, right? So he's been doing this since Doing It was doing it. If he's been around since we were all kids, you think he's going to get caught up right now on just an Instagram model randomly? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. He knows how to hold on to his bag. So Shorty really played herself on that one. But that's just my opinion, y'all. And I understand the word sexual abuse can seem so strong, right? Because it's a very real thing, right? And that is, there's too many of us that have encountered that, myself included. But that is a form of abuse. That is a form of a manipulation, because abuse is more than just physical. It's mental, it's emotional, it's verbal, it's financial. And so that does fall under what I would consider mental and financially abusive. And it has to do with sex, thus making it sexually abusive. I could be crazy, but that's just the way my mind works as far as spinning it and looking at it on a 360. You guys, let me know what you guys think of it. I didn't anticipate this whole episode being about sperm, right? It's weird, but we should be okay with saying the word out loud and not calling it new names. But yeah, interestingly enough, I didn't know that this was the direction it was going to go in as far as me getting on my little soapbox. But the fact is that these are toxic situations that have happened. And a lot of these people, they're quote unquote no names, right? They're not celebrities or, there's no murder involved or anything like that. But the fact is, when you are manipulating an individual for personal gain, that's toxic. And these heifers were toxic as hell. I would honestly say, amidst what I've read and seen and heard, I'm gonna put these hoes at the top of the list. Honestly, this is a different level right here. And you know why it's such a different level? Because they win. And with the exception of with Burn Coochie Girl. But these first two women, they have these babies with these rich men, and they come out on top. That hotel worker, what she did was not genius. It was ugly. It was gross. But she still comes out on top. She still has now have multiple businesses. But what I will say is this. It doesn't matter how many days, weeks, years it takes. Karma never forgets. And moving like that is an inevitable outcome of karma coming back to beat that ass. So she can pretend like everything's golden, right? Living my life like it's golden. But trust and believe, there are some things I'm sure internally she's dealing with that people will never know. And she's going to have to be tortured with that. That was not cool, especially for a 24-year-old man just trying to live his life and start something amazing for himself. You guys let me know what you thought of this episode. And if you have any ideas of anyone that you would like me to talk about or anything that's happened in time you'd like me to talk about, I'm more than happy to do so. I'll see you guys next week. And this is The Tea is Toxic. Love y'all. Bye.